start in 3, 2, 1 now.
Hello, ladies. We are here with batch 3 already, and today is task 2 of Miss Universe Nepal 2020, a beauty pageant. And task 2, it's we're judging on speaking skills and your ability. We're halfway through the task of Miss Universe Nepal 2020 Top 50. And today we have 2 judges who will be judging you according to how you present your speech and how confident you are when you're presenting it. Very, very privileged and honored to have 2 beautiful ladies with us who are doing exceptionally well in their own respective field. We have a stand-up comedian and a ventriloquist, Seema Golchha, with us. Let's welcome her.
Hi, thanks, Subeksha, and hello, everyone. All the best.
And we have Swastika Shrestha, Teach for Nepal's co-founder.
Hi, everyone. Really looking forward to listening to you all. All the best.
So our judges will be guiding you, suggesting you. So make sure that you're open to all the comments and suggestions, because the further task, it will definitely help you in your other tasks that are in the days to come. Now, let me reveal you the mechanics of the judging. In this preliminary competition, judges will be using this opportunity to consider your personality and overall presence. In this round, you will be tested on your speaking and your ability. The judges are not looking for rehearsed answers, so make sure that it is more natural. And you need to pick a topic that you're really passionate about and speak confidently, focusing on the content of your topic. You have 1 minute to impress your judges. So are you all ready? Okay. Now, without further delay, let's start with the very first contestant of batch 3, contestant number 1048, ANSHIKA Sharma. Rest, I will see you one by one in a bit.
Okay, don't start yet until I put everybody into the waiting room. Okay, we're all set. Do you mind doing that intro to ANSHIKA one more time, please?
So the first participant of batch 3, we have contestant number 1048, ANSHIKA Sharma. Welcome,
Hello,
ANSHIKA.
everyone. Hi.
Namaste. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing amazing. Anything that you would like to talk about your video before we start?
Yeah, sure. So I've shared something that is really close to my heart. It is about child education, and I think it is a really important topic, especially in Nepal. And I'm glad that I could share this with you all, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.
All right, now let's have a look at your video.
I got this reality check of the world at a very young age when my parents made me realize how privileged I am. There are some children in the world that do not have access to education. As an ambitious kid, I always questioned, what would these children aspire to become if they are not taught to dream? How would they support their families in future without any economic growth? How would they contribute to what's changing the world? After graduating in 2018, my strong sense of doing something for the society guided me to form a team to provide scholarship programs to 10 underprivileged children in Jumla, Nepal. The children are now going to one of the best private schools in that location for more than 2 years, and it is very gratifying to see them having access to quality education that they deserve. I will always stand by the saying, educate the children and watch them change the world. And we as youth, let's do our best to help them change the world.
Anshika, that's a wonderful work that you're doing. We're very glad to know that you've been doing this. And you've also given scholarships to 10 students. That's fantastic.
Yes, thank you. It's actually
We're already very proud of you. All right, let's hear from our judges. Let's start with Swastika ji.
Hi, Anshika. You've touched a topic that's very close to me as well. That's what we do at Teach for Nepal, really talk about like children's education and their access to quality education, because 80% of our students actually still attend public schools and they don't get the kind of quality education that's accessible to other kids. And you brought in the whole idea of the economics, of how, the quality education is so associated with being parents having that ability to afford quality education. And it's a very sensitive topic, and I can go on and on because that's what I've been doing for last like 7-8 years. So won't go there, but just about your speech, I think I loved the moment when you said, how can these children, you're not just about thinking about children and giving them quality education and better life, but you're also thinking about how they're going to lead the nation, right? Like you're not just thinking about let's find a way that they can survive and sending charity, but you have this vision that ultimately these children are going to grow up and take the lead. So I think that it was very interesting of like your insight into your work and you having this really amazing vision for children, which is them taking on the leadership role. And so I really loved the vision, really loved what you shared. I think it was a very captivating presentation as well. Just to see it was just so beautiful to just see it and to just listen to what you said. And I really don't have any sort of like additional feedback. I think this was good, and thank you for what you're doing. I'm sure the kids are really, really grateful to what you do, and we really, really look forward to seeing what you do and what the children you're supporting actually turn out to be. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Seema ji.
Hi, Anshika.
Hi, ma'am.
I really liked your speech. What a fantastic speaker you are. I liked how you started with your own story when, as a kid, you had a reality check, and how privileged you are. Because usually, like, we get this much later in life, this kind of a thought that, we're really privileged. And here you are at a younger age. I'm guessing you already, and not just realizing that you're privileged, but doing something about it already. Usually what the beauty pageants and all, when they are talking about things, they will talk about things that they will do after they have won the crown. And here you are already doing it. So irrespective of whether you win or you lose, you are already a winner because you are making a difference. And that's what you are here for. So beautiful speech, great topic. Obviously you're passionate about it, and that is why you are working towards it and you're doing something about it. So that's amazing. You are giving scholarship programs, and how after your studies you're doing this. So you have your path set, your starting of the speech and the flow of the speech and the ending, how you said that let's educate children and watch them change the world. So here you are indirectly changing the world by educating children. So overall, a great speech, good body, good opening, good body, and a good message. So thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing more of you. Thank you, Anil.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anshika. We will see you at the end.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Next, we have contestant number 1051, BINISHA SHAKYA. Hello, BINISHA.
Yeah.
BINISHA, welcome to task 2. Are you ready to showcase your video?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Let's directly watch her video.
Every one of us has been brought up with the mindset that healthy lifestyle is very important. This is quite easy to hear, but have we actually been implementing it in our lifestyle? Eventually, the world is going through a chaotic situation, and the safety measures of global COVID-19 pandemic has restricted certain outdoor activities and also decreased the social interactions. Work from home and prolonged sitting hours has led to life to sedentary. Also, lack of social interaction has slowly increased the stress, fear, and anxiety in people. Here is where exercise plays an important role. Needless to say, exercise boosts our immune system and helps to prevent the infection. Also, this is a perfect mood elevator. There are certain exercise guidelines which can be followed by a definite age group of people, one being the American College of Sports and Medicine. If we start it now, we won't regret it later. So stay healthy, stay safe, and start.
A very important message at the right time, BINISHA.
Thank you, Subeksha ji.
Now let's hear from Seema ji.
Hi, BINISHA.
Hi.
What a great speech and very relatable in this so-called unprecedented times. So, thank you for the little message and the nudge that we all need to exercise. It's a great reminder. We all know it. There are certain things we know, but we don't. There's some background noise that I'll appreciate it if you put yourself on mute. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, where I thought you could work on your speech is the message was to exercise, right? So a speech is like a pencil. A good speech is like a pencil. It should have a point. I wish that point, that exercise, you would just speak more on that than telling us what the pandemic is and how we know, we are already living it. So you could have spent more time on that, how it helps us. You did mention one or two positive points of exercising, but yeah, just that one message is like, it was too wide a topic. So if you could have just focused on the word exercise, and then how and what are you doing about it, or how you are making a difference, or how you've changed your life, something and anything personal that you could have added would have just added, made the speech more impactful. But great speech. And I also like the way you ended with a message saying, stay healthy, stay safe, and let's start like. So great job, BINISHA. All the best.
Thank you, Seema ji.
Over to you, Swastika ji.
Hi, BINISHA. I think I just loved how calm you were. I think the whole presentation, the way you were speaking about it was very natural, was very calm, really nice. It was just like nice to look at you and to hear what you were saying. And it was just a really nice presentation. I think my comments are very similar to Seema ji's comment. It felt like it wasn't centered around one point, like exercising, and what are some popular beliefs that we have, like exercising, we have to go to a gym or spend hours and hours exercising. But what is it that you're trying to say about exercise? That it can be simple, it can be stretches that really help us, get back with our life, manage stress better, and cope with this, cope with all the uncertainties that better. So maybe, I think it's that was something that we wished we could hear in your speech. Otherwise, I think just such a wonderful presentation and such an important topic, especially after sitting for 3 hours trying to sort of, listen to all contestants' speech. I was like, I need to stretch, so definitely an important one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajaz. Actually, I really appreciate your comment and all the things that you have been telling me. I had those all in mind to accumulate it in 1 minute video, but this was really challenging. But yeah, the comments was really helpful. Yeah, I'll be mindful of that.
Great. So this pageant itself is full of challenges and of course fun at the same time, BINISHA. So it was a wonderful video, and I guess you girls have already started your exercises as well with Fit Stop. So wish you all the best with that as well.
Thank you all.
I'll see you in a bit.
Yes.
So now moving forward, we have contestant number 1052, Priya SIGDEL. Hello, Priya. How are you?
Namaste, I'm really good. How are you?
Namaste. We've been well. So, how are you feeling? What do you have to say about your video? Anything that you would want to start off with?
Yes, I really wanted to say something very important before this video. I'm really proud that I was born in Nepal. And more than that, I'm really proud that I was raised here. I was raised in our community, in the culture and the circumstances that I have been raised, because it taught me about the challenges we face and the problems we have, but it also made me understand the capabilities I have to work on the solutions. So I really wanted to share this to everyone who's watching us, judges, to contestants, and every youth, that Nepali youths have the capability to bridge the gap between problems and solution. We can be more solution driven than always talking about the problems. So that's what I have explained in the video, totally my experience. And you don't have to win something to make an impact. So you can work from wherever you are, and it can start from a very small level, individual level. Also, we can make a very big difference. So that I really wanted to share this before before the judges see my video or anyone sees the video. So yeah.
All right. Looks like I just felt like we just heard your 1 minute speech, but nevertheless, let's have a look at Priya's video now.
The problem is not in me. The problem is in the minds of people who think menstruation is impure. When I had my first period, I was not allowed to leave my house for 13 days. And the second time when I had my periods, I was at school. I waited for everyone to leave and came outside feeling embarrassed with my own period stain. My elders treated it like a secret, something I should feel ashamed about. On the other hand, I had no idea what was happening with my own body. I was particularly struck by how we worship different deities. We make temples for them and yet treat menstruation as something impure. So working on menstrual hygiene was not only my career choice, but also deeply personal engagement to work towards removing the stigmas that oppressed female sexuality and aware them that period is not a sign of impurity. After one workshop that I was leading, a girl walked up to me, held my hand and said, "The problem is not in me. The problem is in the minds of people who think menstruation is impure."
Very beautifully showcased, Priya. I loved how you looked, and of course, how well you spoke as well. Now let's hear from the judges. Seema ji.
Hi, Priya.
Namaste.
What a beautiful speaker you are. I really enjoyed listening to this entire 1 minute speech, and I really thought that it wasn't enough. So well done. Very good speech. I liked the topic which you spoke about as menstruation, because this is one taboo topic which we don't like to talk about. And like you said, it's considered impure. And how can you be a rebel? And I also come from a family where my mother told me that it's impure. You're supposed to stay away from the family, and so can totally relate to that. And yes, why should we do it? It's natural, and we should. It'll start from you and me if we don't do it, because just talking about it is one thing, and doing it, actually implementing it and being okay with others, being normal towards talking about it or doing something about it is another thing. So well done. I really liked your delivery, your overall speech presentation. Just a couple of things. I wish you would have stood up and spoken, because there was an angle that you were sitting in, so that kind of restricted your movement. It was a powerful speech. You were very calm and composed and poised, but somewhere it restricted your movement. So if that could have come in, it would have been a great impactful speech, but it was anyway. Thank you so much. In 1 minute, I know it's difficult to do all of it, but congratulations, and looking forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Swastika ji.
Hi, Priya. I think it was just really just, I don't know, it was just really great just listening to you before your speech as well as the speech itself, because I think something that you said, before resonated with me was just like, this generation being this bridge between the problem and the solution. And I think that's what I live by. This is what my work and my passion and my entire sort of, career has been about, really working with young people and then just reminding them of this, a responsibility that they have, the capacity that they have. It's of actually, you know, being the solution and not just sitting by and just complaining about a lot of things. So I think I resonated with that. I really loved how you put that forward, and the passion that you really believe in it. You know, I can tell you that you believe in it. And I loved how this video was very succinct. It was to the point. You were talking about one particular issue, you took it forward, you made it, you know, personal about your own experiences, you know. And I loved how you ended it, you know, with the same sort of like you, from the beginning of talking about, you know, it's not impure, it's the mindset, to then about a child saying, it's so beautifully constructed. I think it's great storytelling. I don't know what I would have done differently, but this was just really beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to both of our judges. And Priya, take a deep breath. I see you are nervous.
I'm really nervous. And more than that, something working for past 7 years, 8 years, you always feel like I have to do so much more, so much more, so much more. Because women activism is something in our country that is in itself is a very big challenge. I also work for Teach for Nepal somehow. I don't know whether you are aware about it or not, but then somewhere I've always feel that we can make a difference. And I'm always nervous. I'm really scared whenever it comes to, you know, getting the feedbacks. I'm like, I always go numb. How I'm supposed to take it? How am I supposed to learn? So everything is a learning process, and I'm gonna take this feedbacks, and I'm gonna do much better in the upcoming days. I'll do my best. Thank you so much, judges. It means a lot to me. Sabaijanalai ekdamai dhanyavad.
Wish you all the best. I'll see you in a bit.
Yes, namaste.
All right, so next we have contestant number 1054, Phoebe Bhattarai. Phoebe, can you put your camera straight?
Hello.
How have you been?
I've been doing all right. How are you?
Are you ready for the task 2 or not?
Yes, I'm very much ready.
So let's get started with your video, Phoebe.
Today, I would like to talk about something I am very passionate about. I have been closely working with an organization known as the Revolution Project, where we aim to bring a sustainable shift to create a better and greener Nepal by educating young children about the adverse effects of climate change. We are working on creating sustainable schools all over Nepal, starting with Nandi Ratri School located in Naksha. We have been able to establish a waste management system and are working on installing rainwater harvesting in the school. Educating young children from an early age will help build a sense of responsibility about the environment and its protection. As children are the future, they are the first step towards a sustainable life for all of us. Therefore, I am advocating on educating our children on sustainable life to combat climate change. Thank you.
So very important topic. Sustainability at times like this, today, right now. I loved how you shared all your views and made a point. So let's hear from our judges. With whom do I start now? Swastika ji.
Thank you, Subeksha. Hi, Phoebe. Love the video. I think it was very succinct, to the point. Love the confidence with which you presented, very calm. Love the work that you're doing. So yeah, thank you for doing what you do. As for the speech, I think it was good. I think you talked about what you work. You know, it's interesting because I think when we're sort of like listening to the speech, we're not just trying to understand what you're doing, but speech itself is also it also needs to be there, right? Like, so you're doing a really important work, but how you're presenting the speech is also really important. So with due respect to what you're doing, I think in the speech, I would have loved to hear a little more around environment, around sustainability, because I think that's what you started. And it was a lot about what you do, where you're doing it, and who's involved, and why children are so important. I think it went around a little bit about your work, which again is important, but for the sake of, you know, the listeners or the audience or the people to whom you're trying to make a point or advocate a certain issue, I think we would need to learn a little more about, you know, why environment sustainability, why are we picking this issue, why are you actually trying to invest in students, and what is your hope, right? Like, what is it going to eventually impact if you start educating children? So a little bit around the speech itself could have been, I think, a little more worked with the elements of the speech, right? And the elements of, like, you know, keeping in mind the audience and what you're saying and what is your call for action, what is the argument that you're actually trying to make. I think there could have been a little more elements of a speech into what you presented. So, but thank you for what you do. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually like to give a little bit of background on why I chose this project, because back in 2018, I started my own sustainable skincare brand, and ever since then, I wanted to like educate people on how they can make sustainable choices and like small things you do here and there. And I came across this organization, and they were working on building a greener generation, which really resonated with what I really wanted to do. And that's how I got involved in this project, and I'm really passionate about it. And I hope this only fascinates you guys. So yeah.
I was about to ask you, like, what made you choose this topic? But yeah, like you said, it's something that is close to your heart, and you've been doing it since 2018, right? Now let's hear what Seema ji has to say.
Hi, Phoebe. It was so wonderful to hear
Hello.
you say something like you want to educate the younger generation about climate change. And here I'm thinking, you already are the younger generation for me. So, I mean, how younger are you talking about? So it's really amazing that at your age, you're able to do what you're doing. So kudos to that. About the speech, yes, I wish that you spoke, what you just told us, why you got into this, that this could have been added in the speech. Because then it makes it personal, and then, you know, your passion came across. Like right now when you spoke about it, I could feel that you're really passionate about it, which was lacking in the speech. That because I understand it's a speech, and there is a certain things that there's so much you want to talk about. So yeah, climate change is a very general topic. It's a very vast topic. You could have gotten into more specifically what you are trying to say. What do you believe in? What specifically? Because everybody talks about climate change. What is it that has impacted your life? And through that speech, we could have related, or we could have connected our life story with it. So just a little message, add your personal story, talk about yourself, and it would have been a better speech. I already like that. I really like the speech and the work that you're doing. So great work and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Wish you all the best, Phoebe. We hope to see more work from you in the days to come. And for now, I will see you in a while.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, next we have contestant number 1055, NITISHA RAJBHANDARI.
Hello.
Hi, NITISHA.
Hello, how are you guys?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Anything that you would like to say before we start your video?
Yes, it felt really great talking about something that I really wanted to raise awareness about, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys.
All right. Let's have a look at NITISHA's video.
The topic that is really close to my heart is childhood trauma, because I have personally experienced some forms of it. I was sexually harassed by my tuition teacher, and I was unable to share this with anyone for a couple of days. I eventually worked up the courage and shared my experience with my parents. They taught me to fight back. What I learned is to say no. What I learned is to fight back for myself, and also to fight back for others when something wrong is happening to them. Always try to have open communication either with your parents, with your cousins, with your siblings or friends who will support you, who will help you solve the problem that you are facing. Lastly, learn to speak up for what is wrong. Learn to fight back and say no, and stand up for what is right. Thank you.
Wow. Nitisha, that was so powerful. I can't see your video, but I believe you're there. It takes a lot of courage to share your own personal experience, and I see that you had to go through something not so pleasant at a tender age, at a very early age. And kudos to you, Nitisha. Let's give a big applause to her for sharing your story, because that itself takes a lot of strength. And I'm sure people listening to us right now are also inspired by you. Good job. Now let's hear from our judges. Seema ji.
Hi, Nitisha.
Ma'am.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and being vulnerable in not just in front of us, but you're giving yourself out there, you're putting yourself out there, which is important because this is a topic we don't address or we do not acknowledge because it's something that we are embarrassed about. How can you talk about it? Your name will be spoiled. You can't tell the world about this. And you were able to speak. So, and it was a very powerful speech, even though your tone was really calm and soft, but there was power in your voice. So I would say more power to you. Fantastic speech. And looking forward to listening more. I mean, I'm just hoping you're one of the top 10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Swastika ji.
Hi, Nitisha. Again, this is a very hard speech to comment on, right? Because there's a lot of sort of empathy to what you've been through, a lot of sort of, I mean, thank you for sharing. It's like, it's a hard story to bring forward. There's a great risk in sharing our stories and not everybody takes that risk, you know? So really, really glad that you stepped up and took this risk and decided to open up and make this, sort of open up. So on one hand, it's like very, I have this deep empathy for which I don't want to make it very technical and talk about the technical aspect of the speech because the issue itself is so important and so, important for you personally. I would just say that, because I'm sure the reason you brought this up was because you really have that passion to now advocate about it and speak about it and somehow make sure that this doesn't happen to other women, or if it does to girls or women, they know how to actually sort of to act. And I think in your speech, you also made it clear that, you're making this call out and saying, fight back. And I think that was a very important message in your speech where you're saying, fight back. I think over the years, and I know you're still young and you're learning and growing, and I hope that, you'll somehow continue to work on this and really invest in figuring out what happens to those who cannot fight back or who don't always feel powerful to fight back. What kind of support system do they need, and what do other bystanders, right, like other men and women, actually need to do to support people, support young boys and girls who are victims of sexual harassment, right? So really looking forward to you learning, growing, and becoming a really strong advocate to the issue that you've presented forward. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nitisha, we really salute for you to bringing this topic here in Miss Universe Nepal 2020 Task 2 of Top 50. We really appreciate it and we really look forward to see more of you. All the best.
Thank you so much for the feedback. And being able to share about it and talk about it with the general public is already a huge win for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, so next we have contestant number 1057, JYOTI Bhatta. Hi, Jyoti. How are you?
Hi, I'm sorry my electricity went off, so I don't know how long I kept you waiting. So nervous now.
Oh my God, it's okay. We didn't wait for you that long.
I was all set and all of a sudden Zoom, so I'm sorry for that.
All right. Anything that you would like to say before we start your video?
Yes, so based on all the videos of the previous girls, I must say I kept it personal because for me, my personal health really mattered. So I talked about one of the darkest phase of my life, and I can happily say it with a smile now because I'm really proud of the journey I went through. In the video, I try to keep it as short and sweet as possible, not too much of emotions and whining, because I wanted to see you the progress of what I was going through and where I am now. And also what I want to end up with, these days when you look at social media and news, there's so much negativity going around. So in order to stand strong, it's so crucial for you to know and love yourself so that all these things won't affect you as much. And I hope you enjoyed the video.
Looks like we're going to enjoy the video. All right, let's have a look.
As an individual, what I am passionate about at this particular moment in life is, I must say, self-love and self-care. The lockdown has taught me an important lesson about me that I wasn't fully aware of. All I had was a room and my thoughts, and as a result, I dissected them one by one and took the time to reflect on myself. It taught me why I act in certain ways or why I say the things I say. It educated me on where to draw the line, to agree or disagree with something. Overall, it provided me clarity on who I was as a person. And since then, I am back in love with myself again. After a certain time, I loved being alone with my thoughts. And soon I discovered my inner strength, my authentic power that can never be taken away from me. When your thoughts align with your mind and your soul, you are invincible, and it shows. When you are empowered within yourself, you will be able to empower and uplift your surroundings as well.
It's so amazing to see ladies being so vocal and confident and so articulate about what they are talking about, you know? Like, I loved it, Jyoti. I think you've done a pretty good job. Let's hear from our judges now. Seema ji.
Hi, Jyoti.
Hi, Seema.
What a lovely topic. Thank you. You know, one of my favorite dialogues is from the Kareena Kapoor Jab We Met movie. It's like, मैं अपनी favorite हूँ. And that I have learned over a period of time, because self-acceptance and self-love is the most difficult, especially for women in our part of the world. I don't know, we're just wasting so much time, or not wasting, we're trying just too hard to please everyone. But at the end of the day, it is true that if you yourself is not pleased, it's not possible to please the entire world. So the best way to start is to please yourself. And yes, I agree with you that you need to reflect and you need to accept yourself the way you are. And once you're at peace with yourself, then you'll be able to change the world. So yes, you're on a great path. Thank you so much for that speech. I loved your speech. I loved your confidence, your entire, how calm you were and the way you started. You shared, before your speech, you said something, this is very personal. It's about the darkest phase of your life. Obviously, you did not want to whine about it. You told us about that. And it's true that even the darkest hour has only 60 seconds. So that is going to pass. If just a little bit you could have shared or thrown light upon is what exactly happened, that, or just a little bit, not dwell upon it. Obviously, you don't have to stare at the past, but you learn from your past and you become a better person. So just that little bit if you could have shared with us. And secondly, if you didn't have background noise, obviously you did an outdoor recording, but the background noise was a little disturbing. So somewhere I guess you could have had an indoor setting. But other than that, I really liked her speech, and it's a topic which is favorite to me. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Seema ji. Swastika ji, moving on to you.
Thank you. Hi, Jyoti. I just am, I don't know, but I'm just in love with your sort of persona, your ability to self-reflect. And I really, really believe in self-reflection. It's so important for your self-healing, for you to fall back to yourself, to sort of deal with, a lot of the time we look outside, right? We see problems outside. We blame the person that's outside. And we just forget to sort of look inside and look at where is it that we need to grow? What are the things that is within me that I need to celebrate? And how I'm so complete by myself. Like, I don't need somebody else to complete me. And I think you brought that up beautifully. And I think I could see you. It was like, I know you now, you know, by how you think and how you reflect. So it was beautiful. But I do want to give a feedback because this might be very important. Like I said, a speech needs to have an element of a speech, right? I mean, I see that self-reflection, I see that beauty, who you are as a person. But when you're making a 1 minute speech, make it a speech. Make sure that you have that elements, right? Like Seema, you shared, you can't skip, you know, the reason why this all began for you. You know, you have to have a head, you have to have a body, you have to have a, you know, ground or a feet to it. So I think, you know, it's very, and I can sense it, but I don't know, you know, enough. It felt like, you know, I want to know more kind of thing. Right. So make sure that, you know, when you deliver something like this in future throughout this contest, make sure that, you know, you're aware of the elements of speech, and then you construct your story to make sure that it fit that storytelling framework. And I think if you do that, I think you already are very authentic, you already are very reflective, you're already very wise. And I think you just need to learn a little bit about the technique of storytelling, the frameworks that you can use to actually deliver your experiences. And I think that would just be really, really lovely. So really looking forward to that.
Thank you. Honestly, because it's very personal to me, I didn't notice that I skipped the crucial part, you know? So now that I'm aware of it, I will definitely pay attention to that. But what I wanted to say, give me 10 seconds just to explain why. So during the lockdown, I was away from home, not being my home country, away from my family. And a lot of plans weren't working out. So for a month or two, I quit social media. I wasn't responding to any calls or texts, because then I would have to face questions as how are you doing? And I knew I wasn't doing well. But what was more concerning to me was why. I didn't know why I was going through those emotions. So maybe it was too overwhelming to share. I didn't. But in the future, I'll definitely do that. Thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. And we wish you all the best. I will see you in a while.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next contestant, we have contestant number 1062, TILU KULUNG Rai. Hello, TILU. I think you have to press the unmute button a little harder. All right, TILU. Welcome to task 2.
Thank you, ma'am. How are you?
Been good. How are you?
I'm doing great as well.
All right. I remember you were crying in task 1 because I remember you did a fab job as well in task 1, and I'm really looking forward to see your video here today.
Yeah, the topic is really close to my heart, and I've been researching it on my own for about a year now. I feel the topic will be something new to most of the people, so I'm very eager to hear people's response on my topic. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look at your video.
Namaste everyone. Today I am sharing a great wisdom with you all. It is the law of attraction. The law of attraction is all about we creating our own ideal life with the help of our own thoughts, feelings and focus. Like the law of gravity, this law works for everybody, so I am 100% confident that if this law is applied properly, each and every being can be benefited to a large extent, not just a specific group of people. That is why I am emphasizing on this topic, and believe me, it is very simple. Even I am here today because I discovered this law. great personalities like Oprah Winfrey, Lady Gaga, Will Smith, and even the host of Miss Universe, Steve Harvey, believes in this law and have talked a lot about it. So I urge you to be open-minded and go watch the movie The Secret on YouTube, which is all about this law, and start your own journey of manifestations. Thank you.
Oh my God, Tilu, that energy! Where did you get all that energy from? अनि 1 मिनेटमै सकिनुपर्छ भनेर एकदम तिलुले हुन्छ नि स्पिड गरे जस्तो छ अलि हो.
Yeah, ma'am.
Oh, but I love the energy and I love the background as well, and you looked really beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now let's hear from our judges. Swastika ji.
Hi, Tilu. Thank you so much for that video. It was just such a joy. It was very clear. You know, I could see a lot of hard work that's gone behind it. So, ekdamai well done. Good job. यसरी नै हो सिक्दै गर्दै प्रयास गर्दै सिक्दै अगाडि बढ्ने हो. So was really and I yeah I've actually watched that video, you know, The Secret, and I really believe यो पहिले पनि हाम्रो यो Khaptar Swami, you know, I think it also has a very eastern root as well. Okay, यो western मा secret आएको छ हैन, तर यो विचार विज्ञान भनेर Khaptar Swamiहरूले they've already sort of talked about that, you know, really long time ago. So it's really, I believe in that power to be able to manifest, you know, having how I believe in aspirations. Okay? Like when you hold this aspiration that I want to benefit these many people or I want to do this, it actually comes true. You know? And so I really believe in that power of thought and mind and our ability to manifest what we look for. So thank you for bringing that topic. Technically, I would have loved to hear a little bit about maybe yourself and how things have come true for you through this sort of like, to me, it seemed like it was very general. It was as if you are talking about the secret. It was almost like you were promoting that video or promoting that idea, but you're not internalizing it and making it your own. Okay? How has it manifested? What has come true for you? What have you been able to manifest, you know, with your own thoughts or other people's stories? So it felt a little bit like a more of like a marketing kind of speech than an inspiration, you know. So which is fine, and it's close to you. So I just wanted to make sure you understand the difference between speaking to inspire versus speaking to sell an idea, and both are important, you know. So I think yours went a little bit towards selling an idea or getting people to get excited about an idea instead of inspiring, but which again, I'm just pointing it without saying good or bad or you shouldn't have done this one. I think this is where it was, Vanera. But loved your energy. I was just like smiling all along, you know, like here's a girl who wants to manifest all her dreams and make it come true. So really thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Seema ji.
Hi, Tilu.
Hello, ma'am.
I really liked how the background that you chose. You must have gone to some place in the wilderness and you chose the mustard field in the background. That was really nice. And there wasn't even, normally there's a background noise in an outdoor setting, but this one didn't have. So your speech is very clear. And thank you. Overall, you're very confident. I liked your, your pleasant personality. The flow of your speech was good. But like Swastika ji said, that the point was missing, and because she saw the movie, she kind of could relate better. I couldn't. I know there's a lot of research that went into it, and to compress that in 1 minute is a challenge. It's very difficult. First to come up with a topic, and then to compress it in 1 minute, it's a huge challenge. But you cannot assume that we all know what you're talking about. What is this law of attraction? Why has it changed people's lives? And even if it has changed others, how has it changed your life? And why should I watch it? Right? Because it was close to your heart, but then I think there's so much you wanted to say and you were not able to convey that message in that 1 minute, which is fine. Just work on it. Get to think about what you're trying to say. Pick that one topic and then you design the entire speech with that one, like how Arjun looks at only the eye of the bird. So you have to find that eye of the bird and then write your speech around it. But all in all, great speech. Admire your confidence, your passion, your energy, and your love for yourself, and the beautiful smile. Keep that intact. Thank you, Tilu.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, judges. And Tilu, you are such a beautiful ray of hope for us as well. And we're glad that you're a part of Miss Universe Nepal 2020 Top 50. And we wish you all the best. Hope to see more of you.
Thank you.
All right. Now, moving forward, we have contestant number 1063, PRARTHANA BASNYAT. Hello, Prathana.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon, Subeksha ma'am. Good afternoon, judges.
Good afternoon. So you know the drill. Before we start the video, anything that you would like to say?
Yes. So this topic that I focused on, I feel very deeply about it. Because I, being a health worker and a doctor, I have talked about my health workers in my field, and I have personally witnessed my colleagues being in the situation, facing this situation, and being hopeless and fearing for their lives. And I really, really wanted to talk about this topic for a very long time. And I do not think of this topic as just a task. I think of this as an actually awareness and a platform for raising my voice. So I'm actually very glad that I talked about it. And I hope I can make an impact on all of you. I know the 1-minute video is kind of short to actually throw light on this topic, but I hope I did justice, and I hope I'm able to represent my team of health workers during this period. So thank you.
All right. Let's have a look at the video.
नमस्ते। कर्म नै धर्म हो। आफ्नो जीवनको अपरिपक्व र कलकलाउँदो उमेरमा चिकित्सा क्षेत्रमा ठूलो सपना बोकेर हिँडेको बुझ्दै जाँदा त यथार्थ निकै बेग्लै तीतो हुँदो रहेछ। पढाइको चाप 30 घण्टा भन्दा बढेको ड्युटी गर्ने चिकित्सकलाई अहिले रक्षक भन्दा भक्षकको चित्रण गर्न थालियो। दिन रात नभनिकन जन स्वास्थ्यमा खटेका स्वास्थ्यकर्मीलाई बिरामी पछिको कुटपिट, आलोचना र तोडफोड झेल्नु पर्दा डर र त्रासमा आफ्नो कर्तव्य निर्वाह गर्नुपर्ने बाध्यता छ। 23% स्वास्थ्यकर्मीले आफ्नो जीवनकालमा एक वा अर्को तरिकाको यस्तो विडम्बना भोग्नुपर्ने तथ्याङ्क छ र अझै बढ्दो क्रममा छ। आम जनता भन्दा स्वास्थ्यकर्मीलाई मानसिक रोग र आत्महत्या 2 गुणा बढी भएको पाइन्छ। जीवन र मृत्यु झेल्नुपर्ने यस्तो संवेदनशील क्षेत्रमा हामी स्वास्थ्यकर्मीको जीर्ण मानसिक अवस्थालाई नजरअन्दाज गर्न मिल्दैन। म एउटा स्वास्थ्यकर्मी र यो मेरो आवेदन। नमस्ते।
Very important and a very serious note from your end.
Yes.
Yes, to all the health workers, especially during these times, we're very thankful, and to you as well. Thank you for bringing this
Thank
topic.
you. Thank you.
Okay, let's start with Seema ji.
Hi, Pratna.
Hello, ma'am. Namaste.
What a superb speaker you are. Like,
oh, thank you.
The confidence. I wish I have like 10% of your confidence, the way you spoke. It was amazing. Very confident. Very. You spoke with a lot of conviction. Obviously, you meant every word you said. So
Yes.
That was amazing. And you being a doctor, it made it more credible that you are saying, you're not just saying it for the sake of you, but you really mean it. And how important the mental health is, and it cannot be ignored, and suicide rates are increasing. I totally agree with that. Just that just one space where you can improve is, I know it's a serious topic, but sometimes you just raced it. Obviously 1 minute is too little.
Yes.
You rush through the entire, just slow down, breathe. Let us also get a breather and reflect. And with that, I think it would be a great speech. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Swastika ji.
Oh, I had goosebumps. I still think I'm a little shaken, because you brought a very, I think it was a very succinct point where you talked about, everything that doctors and health workers are doing, and where is that rule of law that protects the doctors, right? And all the abuses that they go through and the risks. you know, they're already working so hard, but there's, you know, it's you've really brought out that pit hole, okay, in this whole sort of like system, you know. So it was very powerful for me. It was very serious. So I kind of like, you know, I listened to it and I was touched by it. I was moved by it, and I was almost like frozen. And I was like, yeah, that works sometimes. Like when you are, you know, when you think about it in terms of, with all due respect to the health workers, I think the kind of speech that you deliver does help, because it really, you know, shakes people up and raises a very important question for people to reflect on. And this might be an advice that might be helpful or not helpful. It sometimes helps within a speech to promise that a different way is possible. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
yes, it is bad, and yes, we need to talk about it. But what would that world look like where health workers and patients or general public actually collaborated and respected each other and gave each other that due space and respect and safety, and we had that rule of law that protects the doctors and that protects the patients, you know? So I think in a speech, hope is also very important. I think the truth is important, and you brought that truth so forcefully and so beautifully. And a little bit of hope, I think it's so important when you want to change things, okay? When it's not just about making a point and saying, this is bad. But if you really want people to move into action and move into doing something about this, that hope is what gets people moving. Okay? Not that I froze when I listened to the problems, because it's like terrifying, right? It's really, really risky. And we all freeze at the face of, you know, difficulties. But if you show us a little bit of hope and a little bit of, you know, just calling for action and just let's do this, you know, next time you see a health worker, remember to say thank you, or, you know, whatever, you know, not putting words into your mouth. But I missed the hope part of it. And I think hope is the inspiration, after all, that moves us into action. Okay, so I think that would have made it so beautiful. But the first part of it, where you speak of truth, it's so truthful and it's so important. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. I will work on my speech from now on, and I hope I can do better. And I will take all your feedback into action. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you to both our judges, and Prarthana, job well done. मलाई personally चाहिँ सुरु गर्दाखेरि नै प्रार्थनाले नमस्ते भनेर एकदम सिरियस गरेर गरेको थियो कि maybe त्यो start गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अलिकति lighter भएर, अनि with that conviction that you were saying was definitely something we all should be listening and we should be prioritizing. Other than that, it was very well. So thank you so much. I will see you in a while.
Thank you.
Now next we have contestant number 1003, SIMRAN THAPA.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry.
Hello. Hi, Simran. How are you?
I'm all good. How are you?
Doing good. So let's talk about your video. What do you have to say?
So I am a victim of sexual harassment. अनि यो चाहिँ मलाई सानै बेलामा भएको थियो. त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ अब हुन्छ नि के हो कस्तो हो भन्ने त्यति धेरै नलेज पनि थिएन. अनि यो भिडियोमा चाहिँ म के भन्न गइरहेको छु भने हामी चाहिँ मान्छेलाई कसरी नेपालमा सेक्स टाबु पनि छन्, सेक्स एजुकेसन त्यसरी as a mandatory curriculum kai pani छैन, then how we can educate people about sex education and कसरी awareness र कसरी बच्चा बच्चीलाई चाहिँ good touch र bad touch को बारेमा सानो information दिनुपर्छ भन्ने कुरामा बोलिरहेको छु.
All right, let's look at your video.
Okay.
Namaste everyone. So for my today's talks, my topic is sex education, which is some part of my advocacy too. So basically here in Nepal, sex is still a topic of taboo. We people still awkwardly hesitate to talk about sex openly. We, as a responsible citizen, also haven't created an environment where people would come and seek for help. In order to create such healthy and happy environment and provide people the basic importance of sex education, what I believe is sex education needs to be mandatory in every school curriculum, covering and highlighting most of the important topics. As a victim of sexual harassment, I know how important it is to teach our children what good touch and bad touch means. Lastly, not the least, run an awareness program in different parts of the countries where people are deprived from such knowledge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Simran. And now let's move on to our judges' comments. Swastika ji.
Hi Simran, again, thank you for sharing your life with us. This is a very difficult topic to talk about. This is a very difficult risk that we take when we open up our lives to the bigger audience, to people, to our families. We're taking a lot of risk, the risk of being judged about it, the risk of putting you into certain categories. So really thank you for taking that courage to take this risk and talk about it today. Again, my heart goes out to you. I hope you have some time to sort of like heal from this process, and healing is really, really important. And I also feel so proud as women, as I'm thinking about the Me Too movement, and how proud like women who have stood up for each other and made it possible for women who've been victims of sexual harassment to actually come out and speak about it. So I think your whole sort of like movement of women, a feminist movement, the Me Too movement, has actually made it possible for women to speak about this. This is so important. Unfortunately, the situation hasn't changed. Girls continue to be victims of sexual harassment. Little girls, schools, the situation hasn't changed. We can talk about it, but there is still this thing to talk about. We shouldn't even have to talk about it. This should just not happen. So with all that empathy to what you have shared, speech, I think alikati. You have to understand few technicalities. Sex education, sexual harassment, they're very different things, right? Like, this is not about sex education. This is about crime. This is about injustice. This is about completely unacceptable moral behavior. This is about a victim being thrown into this dark corner forever. Not many people heal out. त्यो कतिजनाहरू त त्यो बोल्न पनि सक्दैन, फर्केर आएर बोल्न सक्दैन, ग्रो अप हुँदाखेरि पनि उनीहरू यति धेरै they live with these traumas for a really, really long time. So in your speech, I think you went back and forth between like sex education, देखि लिएर sex being a taboo देखि लिएर and then harassment. I think it's important. I think from what I felt you wanted to talk about was more about sexual harassment and why this needs to stop. And maybe कसरी चाहिँ, if you were to run like educational programs and talk about harassment or talk about sex, somehow your issue would have been addressed, especially school देखि लिएर. So अलिकति चाहिँ त्यसमा, I think there's a deeper reflection that is needed to really understand यसको सल्युसन्सहरुदेखि लिएर के हो त, किन हुन्छ यसरी, यो किन हुन्छ, समाजमा किन यस्तो खालको कामहरु हुन्छ र यसको रुट के हो, and therefore what is it that we need to address to make sure that this just stops. So I think there's a little bit of that inquiry, a little bit of reflection that's necessary for this speech, right? Again, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Means a lot.
Thank you so much, Swastika ji. Seema ji.
Hello, Simran.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you so much for sharing your story or your life with us. It's very difficult to be vulnerable in a unknown gathering. Forget unknown, I think even in a known gathering, it's very difficult to share something like this. So thank you and hats off to you for being able to stand up and speak up about it. Now, about the speech, you spoke about it very generally. So I feel there's some fear in you still there. You're still not able to open up. Because what you were actually trying to say is about, like Swastika ji said, it's about sexual harassment. And to tell the children from a very young age the difference between a good touch and a bad touch. Or to educate the boys especially, what is right and what is wrong. They should know from a very young age. So what I feel is you were still a little scared. You're not able to say that in your speech, at least. So there's that fear, or there is something. Obviously, it is not, it's not something that it's easy to deal with. It's something that you're probably scarred for life. And this is one step towards being able to accept that and to deal with that and make a difference and help children or people or girls or even boys who go through sexual harassment to be able to speak up. It's not easy to speak up, and hats off, Simran, to be able to do that. Thank you so much. Congratulations for your.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Can I say something?
Sure.
Sure. Malai चाहिँ, like, I was been sexually harassed by my own मेरो आफ्नो family members बाट. And then मैले
It's okay. Simran.
मैले कहिले पनि open up गरेर त like भन्न त भनेको छु मैले I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You know, you're trying to share itself. It's a part of healing. तिमीले यो कुरालाई share गर्न सक्छौ आफ्नो साथीभाइहरुसँग. हामी बीच share गर्ने प्रयास गरिरहेछौ. यसरी नै heal हुँदै जाने हो. And like our judges said, hats off to you. And you're such a strong woman, because not everybody can even share यस्तो खालको dark part of their life, and you're choosing a platform like this to do it. And we really appreciate that.
I'm so sorry for this.
Don't be sorry, Simran. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Like, it happened to me एकचोटि हैन दुईचोटि हैन धेरैचोटि. अनि या मलाई सानो बेलामा चाहिँ त्यस्तो थाहा हुँदैन नि त. अनि ठुलो बेलामा आएर चाहिँ नराम्ररी हिट गर्यो क्या. Because I have to deal with that same man again and again, हैन. हिट गरिरहेको थियो. And then, अहिले चाहिँ म open up भइरहेको छु, and it's a bit relief. And I just wanna, यो चाहिँ, like, I just want nobody चाहिँ म जस्तो फेसबाट नजाओस् भन्न मात्रै खोजेँ.
Can I add something really quick? I think, Simran, you know, this is where healing actually begins. I know the day you realize something bad happened to me, and never apologize. It wasn't your fault. I mean, really, this was not your fault, and you did not deserve it, and that should not have happened to you. And now you're hurt and you're breaking down. Don't apologize for it, okay? I know we're just apologetic for no reason sometimes, okay? Hamro dosai chaina. You didn't deserve it. This was not your fault, and this shouldn't have happened to you. So start from there, that point, and don't apologize. You know, you never find that safe space to actually share what you've been through. And this is really like, you know, kudos to the Miss Universe team that they've made it feel so comfortable for you to open up and say, this is my family, this is my village, you know, this is where I can open up and find that little bit of sharing and healing. So I think this is really beautiful that, you know, whatever the team has done so far to build that community of women who can listen to each other's story. I mean, this is really great. Use this space to learn and to heal. But please do start on this healing journey, heal yourself. To stand up for people, to stand up for women who've been through this, you have to heal first. Not that it will be about you will be breaking down, and then you won't be able to support others. Okay, so you first, like, you have to take care of yourself first, unapologetically. Make it about you. Take this sort of space and this platform to learn and to share, build that community of supporters, other women who can support you and who can unconditionally love you. And you use this space and heal. You have that potential to protect so many other women and give so many other women that voice. Okay? That you have to start with your own personal healing. So please do that. But yeah.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure. अलिकति गाह्रो त छ, तर I'm doing पहिलेको भन्दा धेरै better. I'm speaking about it, and I just make sure कि मलाई भयो अरूलाई चाहिँ नहोस् भनेर, from even my family members. So yeah, I'm starting one step at a time, ma'am. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, with you on that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, Simran, thank you so much, and we wish you all the best and more power to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
We'll
Okay.
see you in a bit. Okay, looks like we are here inviting our last contestant for batch 3. Contestant number 1014, SRIJANA Poon. Thank you, SRIJANA. How are you?
Can I talk?
Yes, please. How are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing well. So anything that you would like to share before we look at your video?
Yes. So about my video, what I have talked is, we all say that I want to be this. My dream is to be that, this. But at the same time, how it gonna work in your life, positive impact in your life. That's what I'm talking in my video. At the same time, when you are passionate about something, and your passion and your purpose, when it collides, that how purposefully changes in your life, that how what I'm trying to portray in my video. And yes, I hope the judges will like it, and I'm ready to take the feedbacks and comments. Looking forward.
Okay, let's have a look at SRIJANA's video.
आज सपना जसले मलाई निदाउन दिँदैन भन्ने बारे केही शब्द भन्न चाहन्छु। म लड्छु तर म उठ्छु, म घस्रिन्छु तर म हिँड्छु। आउनुहोस् आज म तपाईलाई मेरो सपनाको बारेमा केही सुनाउँछु। सपना जसले मलाई निदाउन, सपना जसले मेरो जीवन जिउनुको मूल मर्मलाई गहिराईसम्म बुझाएको छ। म को हुँ, म के गर्ने, के बन्ने भन्दा हुँदै जीवन पलभरमै विलीन हुन्छ। संघर्ष अनि चुनौतीको यात्रामा सायद म लगायत सम्पूर्णको जीवन यसरी नै चलिरहेको छ। मैले मेरो आफ्नो जीवनको पलहरूलाई पल्टाएर हेर्दा एउटा सुन्दर, सशक्ति अनि साहसी छोरीको रूपमा देखेँ। म एउटा क्रिकेट खेलाडी भएको कारणले गर्दा मेरो राष्ट्रिय टोलीमा पुग्नु मेरो सपना हो र यो सपनाले मलाई उत्तरदायी, धैर्यता अनि अनुशासनको परिभाषालाई गहिराईसम्म बुझाउन मद्दत गरेको छ।
Very nice, very nice. I didn't know you were a cricket team player as well. I got to know about you from the video. Good to know that. Now let's hear from our judges. Swastika ji, let's start from you.
Hi, SRIJANA. I love your dream. It's such a role model. A lot of girls, again, like in sports, they shy away from sports. अथवा कतिपय कम्युनिटिजहरुमा त तपाईको केटी मान्छेहरुले स्पोर्ट्स खेल्ने भनेको अलाउड नै पनि हुँदैन हैन because we with my organization we work in like several southern part हैन त्यसको त्यहाँ चाहिँ अब केटीहरु स्पोर्ट्स खेल्यो भने चोट लाग्यो भने who will marry them भन्ने हिसाबले पनि like sport is just not allowed हैन. And so there's so many girls who were interested, but either like school ma the facilities sign up for girls, or they have to compete with the boys, and boys are not nice to them. The opportunity ni paundaina. Jati limited sports item bhayo, it goes to the boys. It doesn't. So there's so many things that's keeping away girls from sports. Okay, something that we should be able to equally enjoy. अनि कतिपय चाहिँ माइन्डसेटको इशु, कतिपय चाहिँ त्यो एक्सेसको इशु हैन, त्यो खेल्नै पाउँदैन हैन, त्यो ग्राउन्ड नै पाउँदैन, खेल्नै दिदैन. So I think you're such a nice role model to all the girls who want to play sports and open up that whole new space for them. So I was really excited to hear about your dream. As about the speech, you अब तपाईले अलिकति you use like your poetry को style हैन, and poetry is hard. हैन जुन form of speech तपाईले choose गर्नु भएको छ, poetry अथवा यो open slam जस्तो खालको हिसाबले गर्नु भएको छ, it started off very powerful and I was really interested. तर poetry is hard. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ कि त एकदमै इफेक्टिभ हुन सक्नुपर्छ हैन, to really bring out your pain, right? किनभने with every dream हरेक सपनासँग एउटा दुःख पनि हुन्छ नि त हैन, त्यो अप्ठ्यारो होला, चुनौती होला, गाह्रो होला हैन, and the poetry is just pack everything in 1 minute हैन. पोएट्री आफै पनि छोटो चीजमा एउटा किताब लेख्नु भने जस्तो हो, and that is the hardest form of art हैन. म इंग्लिश लिटरेचर पढाए विद्यार्थी भएर I can just go on and on, which I don't want to do. तर yeah, I think your poetry तपाईले छान्नु भयो भने चाहिँ त्यसको पोएट्रीको एलिमेन्ट चाहिन्छ हैन त्यसमा र त्यसमा अझै बेसी पावर चाहिँ चाहिन्छ टु टक अबाउट योर ड्रिम त्यो सपना त्यसको दुःख त्यसको भोगाई त्यो छोरी हुनुको गाह्रो हैन यो सपना बोक्नुको गाह्रो अनि त्यसपछि त्यो चुनौतीमा बढ्दै खाँदा सो यु नो एउटा कवितामा यु टु कभर अल विन्टर समर स्प्रिङ अटम हैन सबै कोच्नु पर्ने हुन्छ के एन्ड द्याट इज द फर्म अफ पोएट्री सो पोएट्री छान्नुहुन्छ भने यु picked up, you've taken a lot of risk, and it is hard. So, you know, just in future, go reference like as you move on through this contest, keep that in mind and keep taking these risks. I love that you took that risk. All the best.
Thank you so much, Swastika ji. Over to you, Seema ji.
Hi, SRIJANA. I feel you're such an all-rounder. You're a cricketer and you look so pretty in your sari in the garden out there. And you are a poet. I like your poetic style of your speech. It was, all in all, it was really good. And you're very soft-spoken. So there might be a contrast that you might think of a cricketer, you know, somebody who's playing cricket, but who's also doing poetry. So you have contrast personalities, which you all brought out together very well in that speech. So well done. I like the flow of the speech. Ekdam is soft-spoken, very calm, very poised and confident. Just that I missed a little bit of the beginning of the speech because of my, I don't know if it was my internet connection, and also there was background noise in your speech. So if you are doing an outdoor setting, try and avoid, you know, make sure that there's no background noise, because that kind of comes in the way of your speech. So all in all good, except the way you ended the speech, it was a little abrupt. I think, Ali, to make it more powerful, maybe obviously 1 minute is too less. So you could have made it more concise and focused more upon talking about your sapana. But that came a little later on in the speech. So it could have just started, and the whole speech could have been just about that, your dream, and then gone towards a poetic style. But all in all, really nice speech, and wishing you all the best ahead.
Thank you, judges, and thank you so much, SRIJANA. Speech match is sabaibhanda important clarity अनि तपाईले कुन भाषा चुज गर्नुहुन्छ आफ्नो स्पीचमा त्यसले पनि एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण भूमिका खेल्छ जस्तो लाग्छ र SRIJANAको चाहिँ नेपालीमा उहाँले बोल्दाखेरि जुन किसिमको क्ल्यारिटी थियो त्यही भाषा चुज गरेर चाहिँ आफ्नो स्पीच सुनाउनु भयो हैन That's a very good choice अनि सबै contestants-हरुलाई चाहिँ म त्यसरी नै चुज गर्नु भन्न चाहन्छु हैन With that, now it's time we welcome all our participants on the same screen. Let's have them. Welcome back, ladies. You're done with the task 3. Sorry, you're done with the task 2. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, job well done. सबैजनाले एकदमै राम्रोसँग प्रस्तुत गर्नुभयो. You girls presented your speech, your voices very loud and clear. We are proud of you. Each of you, it was little emotional, happy moments were also there, but good, bad, ugly, it was our moment and we seized it, right?
Yeah.
I must say our judges have been very patient, and I would also like to thank them for their time and for giving such amazing constructive criticism to each one of you. So let's clap for our judges as well, ladies.
Round of applause to our judges.
So we're done with task 2. Task 3 ahead, which you will be given all the criteria of what to do next to prepare yourself. You will get email at 3 p.m. So check your mail, girls, and be ready for tomorrow. I will see you all tomorrow. It's going to be a little different from task 1 and task 2. Early summer, you making videos, sending us. But this time, task 3 is a little different. You will have to face a Q&A with the judges from different walks of life. So be prepared and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dee.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.